subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
All right. All right, what's up, man? We're here. We're in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have you guys in for the late night tap in. Y'all know how we get down this time of night. Everybody gathers on in and we chop it up into the wee hours of the night. And if you're overseas, in the wee hours of the morning. Glad to have everybody tuning in. While everybody's piling in the room, it would be great. It would be phenomenal if you guys could retweet the space, let everybody know that we are live right now. Excuse me. Suntanned, I see you. Let me give some shout outs. Let me give some shout outs to some of the regulars in here. Because I see a lot of people coming in the building. Brother Maroc, I see Maroc down there. I see Rhonda down there. Nikki the God should be in here in a minute if she's not in here already. Nathaniel, the Somali wannabe white supremacist. I see you, Nathaniel. Guy pretends to be a white supremacist, but he has a real big forehead and injera bread in his lunchbox. Suntanned, Israelite. Mr. Adonis, what's up, my brother? My brother Justin Hunt, what's going on with you, brother? Oh, I see Nikki. I see you, dear. So yeah, everybody's in the room. Let's pile on in. We got almost 400 people within the first 20 seconds. So it's going to be a banger tonight, I see. We always have bangers. Last night we had like 1,500 people in the middle of the night. So we be in here heavy. And don't forget, you can hear the playbacks on my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio. You can hear the phenomenal playbacks of this broadcast. A lot of stuff we're going to get into. Now, last night I talked about the BET Black Men Summit. That was basically a Kamala Harris pep rally. It was pathetic. There's so much more to unpack with that stuff. They were in there talking about toxic masculinity and people talking about black men leading, but it's really the black women. We got to follow them. It was real simpish. There was a lot of real simpish ass stuff going down in that Black Men Summit. That's not the look that black men need to have. That was just a bad look. I don't like for them to frame black men as these henpecked simps that have to follow women's instructions, and it's just a real weird dynamic that's being pushed by the DNC. Remember that Black Men Summit, that was some DNC nonsense. And the DNC runs everything like a high-tech plantation. On plantations, they didn't want men thinking for themselves. On plantations, it's white daddy, white mommy, then mammy. All right, that's the order. And then Sassy Sambo, then the sassy people. You got to listen to them. These are the people that they elevated on the plantation. Mammy, Sassy Sambo, and the poor white overseers. But that BET thing, that was an extension of the plantation. These black men, you're not supposed to think for yourselves. You're supposed to bow down to a matriarchal structure within your own society because you're all controlled by the white patriarch, white daddy. So within your community, they're going to elevate the matriarch and you have to follow the matriarch. How dare you, black men, think for yourself? When black men start thinking for ourselves and start taking leadership positions, you watch out for these words like toxic masculinity and black patriarchy, and these little words you got to watch out for. And they were doing a lot of that, and that was very shameful. That was extremely shameful. That's not a good look that black men need to have. That's why nobody's listening to those guys. Those numbers are not moving for Kamala Harris because people see it for what it is. And I'm glad everybody is waking up and opening their eyes. We're not going for the gender divide. Michelle Obama was doing the same thing, trying to do a gender divide. These are talking points coming from the DNC. Remember, Michelle Obama did that speech. Um, Women, you can go behind your man back. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but she was giving the impression that you don't have to let your man know who you voted for now. Women. So that little tacky nonsense, these tacky tactics being thrown out by the DNC, we're rejecting them because they don't work. These are just tools to keep us subjugated and controlled when we're split up. Foundational Black American men and foundational Black American women, we are at our strongest when we are holding hands, arm in arm, lockstep, in line with one another. That's when we are at our strongest. And there's a reason why the dominant society, they keep trying to draw a wedge in that. They understand that that's our strength. And we have to not let these people flip us on some nonsense. Now, as far as the Kamala campaign, um, they were running with the narrative the other day when Trump had that comedian. I talked about this the other day when Trump had the comedian on there talking about um, um, garbage floating in the ocean and it looks like Puerto Rico, and talking about watermelon and just making some of these off-color jokes. The DNC and the Kamala campaign, they ran with that as they should have. If somebody gives you an alley-oop like that, you run with it. That was a mistake on Trump's part, having that guy up there. That's You don't want to be associated with none of that stuff at all. So yeah, the DNC rightfully took that alley-oop and ran with it. But now the tables have turned. They let dementia Joe Biden out here running his mouth. And now it didn't got flipped back. He was out here doing an interview and he said, yeah, mentioning the whole garbage conversation. He said, yeah, the only garbage I see are Trump supporters. So he called the Trump supporters garbage. So you called a bunch of voters garbage, and the right wingers, they jumped on that too, and they're milking the hell out of that. He just gave them an alley oop. That was very dumb for them to let Joe Biden, y'all know he's crazy as cat shit. He can't go out here saying stuff. They know that they can't let Joe Biden go out here just talking all willy nilly. He just gave the right wingers an alley oop. So now the focus is off of, oh, yeah, man, the Democrats, y'all had it. So now the focus is off the comedian telling the joke. Now that Biden has said it, and he's not a comic, so he can't hide behind, well, he's a comedian. So the Democrats fumbled the hell out of that. You had an alley hoop that could have got you a couple of extra yards, and then y'all fumbled it. Y'all let Joe Biden go out there and fumble it. And Trump and those guys, Trump showed up at one of them cities in a garbage truck, and then he had on a garbage outfit. So, boy, they're going to milk this thing until Tuesday, as they should. So, family, the question is, was that the nail in the coffin? Did Biden put the nail in the coffin for Kamala's campaign? Was that the nail in the coffin? Because Kamala was already struggling. All that she's neck and neck, in many places, Trump kind of has an advantage over her. So that really didn't help whatsoever. And this is going to be like the new deplorables conversation. Remember when Hillary called Trump supporters, the MAGA crowd, deplorables? They ran with that and they used that to galvanize their base. And they're doing the same thing with the whole garbage comment. That's going to galvanize the base. And now the Democrats are trying desperately to clean it up. Like, no, he didn't really mean it like that. He meant something else. No, we all heard what he said. We all heard what he said, and they're flipping it like, okay, this is what he thinks about some of the voters in this country. Yeah, the Democrats really messed up with that. Y'all had the Republicans because they made a slip up, and then you guys took advantage of the slip up, and then y'all fumbled the damn ball. Now the ball is back in their court, and they can milk this thing all the way into Tuesday. So let me have some of the family chime in. Oh, who is this? Madam President of Black Voices. Okay. Is this like hold on. Cheryl, is that like one of these Kamala this one of these Kamala campaign organizations, Cheryl or Sherelle?
What'd you say? Is it one of
I-
the what?
Is it one of these liberal low key Kamala pep
I'm not
rally?
saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing, 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 nothing. All I know is some people that's in these cities and in some of these communities that's been doing some stalking and some major harassment. And
Like
I
what?
think we need to hurry up and get this all done with, whatever side you're on, and get this done because I'm about over it at this point. We need to
Mm.
solve some issues,
Now,
and
what
it
issue
needs to
did
go
we
back to
solve?
making sure that our communities have the resources that they need. That
Mm,
means we should have already had reparations done with and over with, and it should have already been submitted, and it should have already been passed, and everything else. Stop giving the runaround and get that resolved, and then funding for different small business initiatives that should be right there. Should be grants, not loans,
mm-hmm.
and opportunities for people to get housing and make sure that people have opportunities to get jobs if that's what they want. Different vocational programs and educational programs that people can use, the transitional, to get different resources like that. And that's where I'm gonna leave it at. And I think that those are the key things that's going to help our community, uplift them, and get them the opportunities they need in order to succeed and provide for their families.
Now,
That's where I'm at with it.
Cheryl, now how do you feel about all of the immigration, dear?
Right now, I understand it's important for us to have a diverse community in our nations and etc. But at the same time, uh, it can be within moderation. There's a healthy limit because at the end of the day, you're looking at international conflicts, and you need to be doing your vetting, and you need to make sure that our borders are safe. So we can do that. We can do that in moderation. But at
Mm,
the same time, there's a healthy amount of folks that can come into the country, and then you got to make sure, because you got to kind of be in control of that process. That's what that is, because at the end of the day, if you have it over so many people, how are you going to help them? Because at the end of the day, it's the people who work in here in the United States, that's their tax dollars, right? So we
mhm.
got to make sure that we have to be able to afford what we're saying that we can provide in this country,
There
right?
you Yes,
So if
ma'am.
we have economic issues and inflation and this and that, then we need to work on making sure that we fix those issues and address it within our communities. All these folks, we have to fix what's going on here in the United States too. We can work on international issues, sure, but at the same time, we got to work on making sure we are laser focused on uplifting our communities right now,
And
because our voice is important.
thank you, dear. And Cheryl, she's giving a lot of catchphrases. Oh, there's a lot of catchphrases. She sounds like a low key Democrat shield, to be honest, but she was giving a lot of catchphrases. We got to uplift the communities and build hope and down with drugs and give everybody hugs. Okay, all right, all right. Moo Cow, what's up, Moo?
How's it going, Tariq?
I'm good, Moo. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I just want to say, I just came up here to say that I think that politics will never ever be the same after Donald Trump. Like you're not gonna be able to just visit a black church and read a scripture. You're not gonna just be able to go around and give and do rallies. You're gonna have to do something dynamic. You got to put on a show at this point because this dude is off the ringer right now. Garbage trucks,
Yeah,
uh,
this is a hell of an election, man. It's so many. Boy, this election has been just dragging on and on. So next week is going to be so interesting. Miss Red, hop on Red Atlantic. Miss Red Atlantic.
Hello, Tyreek. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Red. How are you?
Hello, Tyreek. I just want to say that I'm thrilled that the Democrats fumbled this. I am, because I think it's hilarious. I do, because Donald Trump is brilliant when it comes to like catching them when they're off guard. The him being the trash man today was magnificent. They're
Yeah,
not going to be able to get over that.
yeah, the Democrats really fumbled. I mean, y'all Democrats. Where are these Democrat shills who's always in here? Where's the Haitian guy who's always the DNC? Where are the shills now? Let y'all holler because I would like to know what the internal conversations are at the DNC. Man, y'all had it. That comic, it was a weak gotcha. It was kind of weak because their argument was that, hell, this is a comic, which is true. Still, just the optics of that comic up there doing like off-color racist jokes, even though it wasn't Trump, that was just a bad look to be associated with that. And the Democrats were going to run with it. And then y'all asses let Joe Biden get out there and get to talking. Y'all know he crazy as cat shit. Why did y'all let him get to talking? Joe Biden put the nail in the coffin for Kamala Harris's campaign. It's a wrap. Yo, what's up, B? Hop on, B. Mr. B, if you can hop on, that'd be great, brother.
Hi, Tariq. How you doing?
I'm good, B. How are you, bro?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Yeah, it's closing in on the final days of voting, isn't it, for you guys? I just want to ask though, aren't you nervous about what's going to happen when Trump takes office? You know, in terms of him wanting to go and adopt Russian children and the fact that his family are mostly immigrants.
No, why would no? And what about some adopting Russian children? I've never heard that. What is that about?
So they were talking about Russian collusion, and I know that his son went to Russia to have a lot of meetings, and then they said that it was about adopting children, and they're for immigration. They're just not for brown immigration. That's the way I see Trump in the office.
But I haven't heard any of that, and that just sounds like speculation and conjecture. And all this adopting kids, haven't heard nothing about that. So I don't know. You're in the UK, right?
I am. It's just obviously the last time and the time before when Trump took the presidential office, we made assumptions that it was going to affect us over here, and then it did. Obviously, we had this thing called Brexit. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Yeah, I know about him. I know about Brexit.
So there was a lot of racial hostility that happened around that time. And it was just expected. And then obviously when Trump was insulting the president of China, what happened in not retaliation, but the virus didn't come not long after that. And I just think that there's cause and effect to when this guy takes office. And it's just a little concerning, really. I just didn't know if that was anything that sort of ran through your mind, or, just safety of black people when somebody embraces white nationalists so much, because he's obviously not a American nationalist. If his grandfather's German, his mother's Scottish, and his wife is pretty much an illegal immigrant, they're just white immigrants.
Right. Well, yeah, Trump was in office before. You don't forget, he was in office, and we had him for 4 years. And the honest thing is, he didn't put any policies together that harm black people. Not us, not foundational black Americans. He didn't. He didn't put any policies together. Nothing he did policy wise affected us in a negative way. We were actually good under Trump. Now, Obama and Kamala and Biden, they've actually put policies together that harmed black people in many, many ways. So yeah, the whole thing about
and white people.
yeah, yeah. But
No, I agree. The thing is, I read, because I at the time thought that Obama was a bit of a token at the time. And, like obviously September the 11th happened, and I thought there was going to be a lot of retaliation. And the reason that they put Obama in office was to be the face of America, whilst America did all these heinous things. And people brought up when he lifted the legislation for the internet and privacy. But I just thought that was just what J. Edgar Hoover did with the phones. And I thought it was just a new age version of that to
right,
capture what they considered terrorists. But in Ta-Nehisi Coates' book, I think it was We Were 8 Years in Power, an American Tragedy, I think it was called. He talks a lot about Obama and having his hands tied behind his back with Mitch McConnell and the House of Republicans refusing like 400 pieces of legislation he couldn't get through.
Lord, I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, that Obama's hands were tied behind his back. Oh, he's just so powerless. No, you can say what you need to say, and if you feel something, you can say something about it. If you wanted to do something, you would say something. You ain't that damn powerless. Dude, he could have done something to help black people. He could have done something. His hands wasn't tied. He could have done something, said something. You understand? Nobody's hands are tied. They can do what the hell they want to do. And we let them do what we allow them to do. We got to stop allowing them to play in our faces and not give us the resources we need. That's why a significant number of us are hellified on code right now. And we're saying we're going to have to get them tangible before we out here supporting these political entities. We're going to have to get some real resources out here. Let's get VTR.
Hey, what's up?
How you
Dude,
doing?
good, man. I just want to say this election is about money and about the effect that money has on us, as humans. It's that really is true. But and you can talk all you want to about, well, I care about this, specific thing, like this is my opinion and this is my like thing or whatever, but the core of it is about money.
Mm,
And people are at the point where it's like, man, we ain't cool with, like people are hurting out there. I deal with real estate and it's not cool. So
yeah, I agree. Thank you so much. Kim, hop in, Kim.
Hey, I was enjoying listening, and then he just mentioned real estate, and then my mind got changed around. So, but
Did you get gonna say?
this is what I wanted to say, though, is that Donald Trump is a shyster, and that's all he's
Mhm.
ever been, and that's all he can be. And we can't expect anything different. Trump will be Trump. Why we voted for him, I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I didn't. I voted, and I think he is going to be totally screwed. And just because Biden said something, they always act like he's asleep all the time, and so he wakes up and mumbles something, and it's a big deal. So,
Yeah, I mean, hell, he said something, that was kind of foul. He's like, yeah, the only garbage I see are Trump supporters. Just he called everybody garbage. Okay. All right. He said it, and then they want to backpedal like it ain't on video. It's on video, him saying that. It's kind of janky. He called all the Trump supporters garbage. I called a lot of the right wingers garbage. That's what he said. Ish talking.
Hey, what's up, Cameron?
I can hear you. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, I listen to your show all the time and all that. I think Biden's really been trying to sabotage Kamala personally,
Yeah,
and
me too. Me too. I think so. He's been doing
like
a
that
lot of
shit is funny as hell. But
he
yeah,
does a lot of little passive aggressive stuff that it seems like he's actually against her. But go ahead.
no, 100%. And you notice how Kamala just does not talk about him at all, like she just forgot about it. That shit is crazy as hell. But yeah, she's not gonna win. She's a fucking mess. She can't get her mind right, her policies right, and that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Yeah, look, Biden, he seems like low key, he is trying to sabotage Kamala. Um, remember, Biden was somewhere and Biden put on a Trump hat. Remember, he was somewhere and he put on a Trump hat and took a photo in a Trump hat. And people try to chop it up to his dementia. I don't know if he might not even the dementia might not even be that bad. He's just playing crazy so that he can get away with sabotaging Kamala because he felt a certain way that the DNC got him out the paint, and then elevated Kamala. So I think he still feels the kind of way about that. But yeah, his mind is gone. I don't get it twisted. The mind is gone. He's crazy as hell. He'd be outside the White House running, just running around in circles, just crazy as cat shit. Um, and who's running the country right now? You understand? Biden is out of his mind. Remember, the country is still the country. The elections are not here. So Biden is still the president, and he don't know his ass from a hole in the ground right now. You understand? It's not a good look. Not a good look whatsoever. All right, let's get boxing. Boxing MD, then I'm gonna get Cool TN. Boxing, then I'm gonna get Sean Leia. Boxing, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? So, when you look at Tim Waltz, you know the man's buck broken, right? I
Oh,
mean, do you get that feeling?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tampon
Yeah.
Tim. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. So he even did when he did that leg kick. It just reminded me of like a white version of like step and fetch. You know what I mean? But picture this, right? If somehow Kamala Harris gets elected, do you think that during inauguration, the trees at Capitol Hill, he'll volunteer himself to get a whipping in for you know what I mean? I could see him doing that, Tariq. Like, do you not see that?
No, they don't. They're not for reparations.
Yeah, but like a representation, they take down the statues, but they're not real for reparations. But he will take a public whipping for the sins of the white folk. You know what I mean?
No, he won't. No, he won't, because yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on up there in Minnesota, and he's not taking no whipping for it. So he's doing his thing. Now, boxing, you're a boxing fan. What are you? A boxing commentator? What are you
No,
doing?
I mean, yeah, I'm a big boxing fan. Yeah, I am. You like the sport?
Yeah, you're looking forward to the Jake Paul. What is it? Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? Who's Tyson fighting?
Yeah, he's fighting him. I unfortunately Mike Tyson is too far gone to beat the steroided YouTuber who's okay at boxing. So it's
Mm,
unfortunate. Yeah,
you
that's
don't
what I see.
you don't think
Yeah.
Tyson's going to get him?
No, I mean, do you remember when he fought? Who's the Irish dude that he put on the stool? That was like 20 years ago. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And like the days of Tyson, Iron Mike is long gone, man. Flesh is all flesh. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna drop the listen. You have a good one, man.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, cool. What's up, beloved?
Hey, you.
What's up, dear? How are you?
I fucks with you heavy, T, and I think you know that by now.
Mm,
There are so many things that I admire and respect about you, from your intelligence. You're well read, you're well traveled, you're sharp as a whip, you have riz that ooze out of every one of your pores.
mm,
And so I have just one honest question, because you and I differ. One
mm-hmm.
issue, and we already know, we don't, just for the sake of time, we don't have to go into it. But here's my question to you, because I've listened to you carefully, and I understand why you're choosing not to cast your vote for either Trump or Harris.
Right.
I just have one question. Are
Mm-hmm.
you opposed, or are you interested at all in casting your vote for all the other issues at play? If you don't feel
Yeah,
comfortable voting
I do.
for, Tutti or Fruity, are you at least gonna, or have you cast your vote for everything else?
Yeah, yes, in fact, I'm looking into. There's three candidates that I'm looking into. Jill
Okay.
Stein, I'm looking into her because she was pro reparations. Some of the execution of the reparations, it's some questions there. Um, RFK. Some of the stuff he's saying is cool, but he's kind of flip-flopped on the cash payments for reparations. And I've spoken with him personally before. So he's a cool guy. But again, that's another person of interest. And another person is Cornel West. He spoke on reparations, he's spoken highly of it. My only concern with him, he's about opening the border. So there's not a perfect candidate.
Agreed,
There's
but I'm not talking about the presidency, right? I do remember that you have your other options on the third party, right? So I'm not
right,
talking about the presidential candidates right now. Let's just set those to the side. I'm talking about everything else, and it differs from state to state. So, for instance, me here in Houston, we got to get Ted Cruz gone out of the
yeah,
Senate.
hmm
You guys know he's problematic.
yeah,
Across the country, you guys know why he's problematic. So even if I wasn't comfortable in casting my vote for any presidential candidate, I still, and to all of my, family network and church network and everybody else that I'm getting and have already registered to vote and am knocking doors and phone banking for, when they say, hey, I'm not comfortable with either candidate, I immediately move on to, okay, are you interested in voting for Senate? Are you interested in voting for judges? Are you interested in vote? Do you see what I mean?
Right.
So that's the only thing I wish from just sister brother that I wish you would do in these last days, because your power is so your reach is so big and your platform is so big, and so many people justifiably so tune in and listen to you because you always serve the heat. But I know you well enough to know when you're trolling. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of others don't. And I just wish you would at least encourage and say, you know what, this is where I stand, you guys. But in your state, you might still need to take your ass to cast your vote for the Senate, the House, the judge, the DA. Do you see what I mean? I just wish you would do that.
All right. All right. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Get your ass on you some sunflower seeds. Now, look, I'm out here in California. Everybody's trash on the ballot, basically. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's trash, okay, I don't want to just sit here and pick which form of garbage I want in the house. That's what it is. The right wingers ain't hitting on nothing. The left wingers really ain't shit. Remember, they played the game with the reparations out here. With all of these left wingers and the black caucuses, they were the ones who were sitting up here dangling the reparations and then crashed out at the last minute. I ain't supporting none of that. All of them are trash. And we saw how some of the Democrat politicians were talking about black folks in their little secret meetings out here in Los Angeles, how they were plotting against the black community out here. We have garbage to choose from. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just choose the best garbage. Sean Leah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, not many people get that, but
Well, now
thank
where
you.
you from?
Hi, I'm from Canada. So, yes, I can't vote for anything, but okay. So, as I see it, yeah, I agree with you. There's not many great candidates. Okay. So, um, it's the same in
Yeah.
Canada, right? Like, yeah, we're pretty much no different. So, I'm thinking there's something bigger than this that has control. And really, I and this is my problem in this whole scenario is they are trying to take control of the people by financially getting us to like even banking is different and everything, and so everything's controlled by the every person, and they're adding more taxes. They're constantly doing things to constitutions that are taking our freedoms away. It's a constant battle, and I think this is what we need to be looking at, like, honestly, because um I mean, and these elections are really important, but how important are they? Because the people are puppets that are elected in my
All right.
opinion.
Thank you. Yeah, she's just kind of rambling a little bit. All right, let's get RJ in here. Speaking of Democratic shills, this is RJ, who's a Democratic shill, and he's a tether, but he's our tether. We're used to him. RJ, hop on in here. RJ. So, like I said, he's a tether, so usually his phone line is janky. So he's gonna have to call back up. Hold on, let me get him out of here. I have him call back up. His phone line is always janky. Let's get Ritz Charlton. Ritz Carlton, whatever your name is. Ritz, what's up, brother? If you can unmute that microphone, that would be phenomenal.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace and power. How we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Hey, I'm tapping in a little bit late. Just got off work a little bit late, but I was wanting to know if y'all spoke on the summit at BT that they had recently.
I did. I spoke on that last night, and I spoke on it about 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I did touch on that. So you got to listen to the playback. Let's get Trey Day in the building. Trey Day. Trey Day in the building. What's up, Trey? All right, while we're waiting on Trey, let's get Chloe Israel. Chloe Israel. Miss Chloe?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you great.
Okay, perfect. So I'm with you. I feel like I'm politically homeless right now. Um, there isn't a great candidate. I do want to say that, like, while I was listening, the reason I requested is that there was someone that came up and there was just a lot of hypocrisy in saying that the right has white supremacists without acknowledging that the left has gone so far left that we have, like, not we, because I'm not part of them anymore, but there is white supremacy on that side. And I really think that this election is between maintaining American values and Western values versus trying to destroy and completely erase our Western values and the country that we know it. And I'm not saying that things don't need to be amended and changed, because they definitely do. But just the way that this administration has handled so many things has been so horrible, and I don't see that changing with Kamala Harris.
Right, right. And I agree with that. I definitely agree. Things are going to get much worse under a Kamala Harris because their policies are trash. They don't even like talking about their policies. The policies are so trash. Let's get Rockets.
Yo, Tariq, what's happening?
What's up, Rockets? How are you, brother?
What's going on? I just wanted to call in and give you props. I'm a little late to the party, but I had recently just finished your book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter, and
Yeah,
man, it was phenomenal.
thank you.
It was very, very close along the lines of the ISIS papers in terms of just breaking down the structure of white supremacy and racism and just more things. And I just wanted to thank you for continuing her work.
My man, I appreciate that.
I
Go ahead.
also got some root work. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. I got the vanilla flavor. Man, this thing is phenomenal, bro.
Man,
Go look it out.
much, brother. Yeah. Yeah, y'all can get my book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter, at officialfba.com. Officialfba.com. That's where you can get it, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody in here. We're in here heavy. Let's get Duvel. Mr. Duvel, hop on in here, brother. Duvel, hop on in here, sir. All right, Duvel, unmute your microphone if you're ready to speak.
You talking to me? Because I don't think I hit the talk button.
There you go. I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. I must have hit it by accident. I was doing
Oh,
something else, but I wasn't trying to get on.
okay, there you go. Let me get y'all. Okay, you hit it by accident. All right. Y'all be sure not to hit the talk button by accident, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes y'all hit it by accident and I bring you up and you act confused. Well, who is this? Did Domino's Pizza? I don't remember calling nobody. Who's somebody in here? All right. Shout out to everybody in the room. Raise your hand if you're ready to get on. What's up, Sister Brooke? I see you in there, beloved. Shout out to Sister Brooke. Raise your hand if you're ready to talk now, so I don't just bring folks up all willy-nilly. All right, Trey Day, want to try it again, Trey? All right, Trey Day, hop on in.
Yo, peace and blessings to the room. How you, brother? Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I tried to get on early, man. For some reason, man, the mic was messed up, man. It wouldn't let me speak when I was speaking.
Oh,
But I just want to say, man, I don't know if you guys caught the news or not, but I want to say peace and blessings to the family for the Solomon family over for Redstones. The Miss Solomon died, I think this morning, I think.
yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. So I want to say peace and blessings. Everybody pray for the family and everything. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. For those who don't know, man, there's a very good friend of ours, man. Very, very good, dear friend. Geneva Solomon from Redstone Firearms, and y'all know I promoted Redstone Firearms, just insane. I promoted them so heavy. A black-owned gun store out here in LA, and they were just a booming business. The city played all types of little games with them. They had to shut their business down. The city was paperwork jacking them, which is what they do. We're going through a whole bunch of paper stuff too, but they pretty much out of business. And we were still trying to be as supportive as we could to them. I think they were going to move down to Texas, I think. And then his sister died yesterday, man. The sister died in her sleep. That broke everybody's heart, man. So, prayers go out to the family. That was a devastating. Yeah, what's up, brother?
Hey, Tariq, you can hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
All right, what's going on, fella? How you making out?
I'm
It's been
good.
a while. Been a while since I talked to you, man. Look, I truly believe that when Trump gets into office, we're gonna be okay. I
Yeah,
strongly believe that we're gonna be fine. I'm surrounded by Trump supporters here, and every time I go out my door, they're real cool neighbors. I got real cool neighbors, and so they hit me up like they rustlers, like who you gonna vote for? Who you gonna vote for? I'm like, I'll get to it. It's no rush. The polls are not going anywhere. So they're like running around in my area. I don't know about the other areas, but they're running around in my area talking about, Kamala's going to get in. I don't know. They might do the okey doke. She might get in. I'm like, really? Okay. Look, we're going to be fine, people. We're going to be fine. Trump's going to get it. He's going to get in, and then we're going to move on. I just think, I truly believe, excuse me, that us foundational Black Americans, I think we're going to tally up and get more assertive and come at Trump as like, look, man, you in office. Hey, what's up with them tangibles? You've been ducking us. Let's really get it. Okay, what you got for me?
yeah.
Pretty much. And I just want to say thank you and shout out for you for giving us this room to be talking like this, man. Thanks a lot, bro. And I'll land my plane.
Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, man, with this election, getting the Democrats out the paint, that's going to change the guard of the political landscape. I think we're going to make history with just using our power to say, no, if you don't do what we tell you to damn do, if you don't sit here and give in to our demands like you're giving in to all of these other damn non-citizens, then we're going to let you fall by the wayside. Yeah. Because I don't want to hear how important it is for us to vote as Black people. Don't come to us all that Black this and Black that, but you're not doing anything for Black people. You're not going to sit here and Black shame us and then give all of our resources to everybody else. That's just not going to happen. Yeah. Let's get not tuning something. Not tuning something. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but hop on in here. Not tuning something. Unmute that microphone and let's hear what you got to say. And while we're waiting on you to get your mic game together, let's get let me see, because we do have a lot of people in here. Let's get Caesar. Let's get Mr. Caesar in here. Caesar. Brother Caesar.
Hey, what up, man?
What's up, Caesar? How are you, sir?
Good, brother.
What's on your
It's
mind?
good. It's good to finally talk to you, brother. But yeah, I was off put when Obama the first term. I was off put, man. It left a bad taste in my mouth with the first term of Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been off for the Democrats for a while now, man. But I wanted to ask you, did you hear? You know that cop that was out there in the race soldier out in Vegas that was bumping into them brothers trying to provoke them?
Yeah.
You know they went through his computer
I know.
and found a bunch of
I,
child porn on his computer and shit.
I know. I'm already knowing. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. But yeah, folks need to still, let Vegas and the Vegas PD know that how discontent we are with the way they sat up there and let officers racially target innocent Black people. That's something that we shouldn't let slide under the rug. That's a problem. Vegas up there targeting innocent Black people, instigating altercations so they can just lock up random Black people who are just sitting there minding their business and vacationing. So yeah, we got to get organized about this type of stuff, man. Christian, hop on in here.
Man, thank you for having me on. It's my first time on. Thank you.
There you go. What's
Um,
you doing, brother?
it's 2 in the morning in New York City, baby. So
New York.
I'm yeah. Um, right quick. I just wanted everybody to know that two judges in New York State. One is named Erin Gall. She's supposed to be removed because she was caught making some racist statements, and I guess some black teens up in New York who came to a party that they were invited to. Her name is Erin Gall. She appealed it, so now it's at the appeal point. You
Yeah.
can write to the governor of New York State, or you can write to the state assembly to make them put pressure to make sure that she's completely removed.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well,
And then
thank you so much, brother. All right, y'all raise your hand if you're ready to get up in this building. Raise your hand if you are ready to get up here to chop it up. Where's RJ? He was up in here. Then he bounced. What he got to damn say. Let's get Israelite in here. Israelite. Mr. Israelite in the building. Hop on in. Israelite, unmute your microphone. There you go. All right, Israelite, where you at? Okay, you do not make a request if you're not capable of getting on. All right. Let me get the Oromo Republican back on. I think he was on last night. The Oromo Republican from Ethiopia.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is I think more than Joe Biden saying garbage, when Kamala Harris and them said that $1 million for black men and others, I think they were more done during that than the garbage comment because that was a final desperation move. I think when they with Charlemagne, the fake god, they went up in there and they talked about how she's gonna give money to black men and others. I think that part kind of makes it look the Democrats are really fake, and it shows every time. So
All right.
I'm just glad they're not gonna win.
Hi, I'm Mateo. Do you want to learn about Hidden Heroes? Hidden Heroes from A to Z is a cool book that tells the stories of amazing black heroes you might not know about. You'll meet inventors, you'll meet explorers, and leaders who change the world. It's fun, inspiring, and you can learn so much. Get your copy now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Let's discover our hidden heroes together.